Hey, what's up, guys? Houston here. Let me ask you, what's going on with Navy Federal? I mean, you can have a 750 FICO score, okay? And you still get turned down for a personal loan. Now, we're going to be talking about their credit builder accounts that they offer. But it's strange to me, and if any of you guys have a 750 plus credit score and Navy Federal turned you down for a personal loan, I'm going to dissect some of the things that you may be missing, all right? Now, first, understanding when you have bad credit. Let's address the bad credit, okay? So with Navy Federal, we know that, hey, if you have a 580 credit score, you still possibly can get a $25,000 credit card, okay? Now, in terms of understanding that, why would they not give you a loan with a 750 credit score? Okay, well, here's the situation, all right? When you have bad credit with Navy Federal, all right, and you have a long relationship with them, and to my understanding, if you have a relationship with them with multiple accounts, so those multiple accounts would be talking about the internal score here, okay? So that means if you have direct deposit with them, if you have a flagship checking account, I know some people have regular checking accounts, but some of the best checking accounts to have with Navy Federal is the flagship checking account. Then you have the savings account with them, okay? Then they also offer the money market accounts and CDs. And then, of course, if you have a business, opening up a business checking account. Now, here's the thing about it, what you don't understand about the internal score. The internal score only affects you or helps influence your positioning with Navy Federal for the credit cards. That's all, not with the personal loans. So one of the things I always tell people, if you have challenging credit and if you get the opportunity to join Navy Federal, make sure that you have those accounts, plus you want to sign up for the end rewards as well as the pledge loan. Okay, now with the end rewards, we all know, for those of you that are not aware, that you can put $200 on the account after 6 months of good on-time payments. Then what ends up happening, that turns into a $2,000 unsecured credit card, which turns into the cash rewards card, right? I know some of you are like, well, how do you get to 25,000? All right, so here's the thing about, you may have a 580 credit score, all right, but because of your relationship ongoing with Navy Federal and you have a high income, okay, so that's the thing about it. You may not have the best credit score, but you have direct deposits going in, plus you have a high income. High income is considered when your income is about 75,000 plus. Now, here's the thing about it. I continue to tell you guys, whenever you are applying for like a credit card and stuff with institutions like Navy Federal, they ask you for your household income. And for many people, they forget to put down, like, they may have a job, but they may also be receiving alimony and child support, or they may have a spouse with income, or you may be on disability, but you have a room you're renting out, so that rental income. So those are some of the things that a lot of people leave out in terms of extra income that's coming in, right? And one of the things I always tell you, if you're struggling to pay down some of your debt and you need a boost of income, I always tell you, if you work in a W-2 job, go to your HR and ask them to allow you to file exempt for at least 3 to 4 months to give you that extra boost of income so it can help you pay down your debt. All right, so that's just a little quick hint there. Now, understanding, we talked about the end rewards. Now, what about the pledge loan? Because a lot of people, they hear about the pledge loan hack. And the thing about it, would the pledge loan, getting a pledge loan, help you get a personal loan with Navy Federal? Not necessarily. Not necessarily. And again, with Navy Federal, they have all this other underwriting stuff that they're looking at. Now, one key element that I did find out that does help, and not a guarantee, that if you have an association with another credit union, say that you have an association with like PenFed Credit Union, where you don't have to have like military status, you can just open up a savings account with them. Now, credit unions like Navy Federal, they like when you have other associated credit unions on your credit file. All right. Now, understanding about the pledge loan hack, say that you have a pledge loan, you had, say, $1,000, just using round numbers. What ends up happening once you open up the account, the pledge loan, and you pay up to 80%. Some people do 90% and then leave the remaining of that, spread it out over 24 months. The longer, the better it is. You don't want to close the account out immediately because it won't have that big of impact on your credit. Okay, so you don't want to close it out. You just want it to make sure that you pay it off high enough to where it helps jumpstart the credit. Now, how many pledge loans should you have? Again, most people, they've been doing like 3 and 4 pledge loans. It's not necessary. Again, although you may have a pledge loan with Navy Federal, that's not going to guarantee you a personal loan. Now, here's the things that happen. Say that you're trying to get a personal loan and you have a 700 plus credit score. So why would Navy Federal turn you down? Now, of course, Navy Federal pulls TransUnion 509. Okay, so many people don't know the difference between their FICO 9 scores and their FICO 8 scores. Well, PenFed is also FICO 9 Equifax, right? But the FICO 9 scores are your scores that's easier to build up because they will count in authorized users. They will count in subscription accounts that you use, like through Experian Boost. Okay, they will count in utility payments, rent payments and stuff with your FICO 9, but not with your FICO 8. So that's the reason, like, some people may go to Chase Bank and they may have a 700 plus credit score with Chase Bank, but because they have 2 or 3 authorized users on it, Chase Bank does not count authorized users. Okay. All right. Now, another thing I want to tell you about Chase Bank before we get back to Navy Federal, so that you know that if you're with Chase Bank and say that you're going after a credit card and they turn you down and stuff, if they try to count your authorized users, you can call them, or your personal loans, you can call them and let them know, hey, do a manual review so they won't count the authorized users and personal loans and personal lines of credit. They can only look at the revolving accounts in order to see if you qualify for a credit card with them. That's just a little side note that you all know. But now, going back to Navy Federal turning down people with a 750 FICO score. Again, it could be because of the DTI, debt to income ratio, is very important. Like I tell people, if you have a 750 FICO score, but your DTI for most credit unions bank maximum is 55%. So if your DTI, debt to income ratio, is too high, that may be the reason that they denied you that personal loan. Now, what happens if they deny you personal loan because you have too high DTI? What do? Well, you can check out Upgrade. They will work with you if you have a 75%. Upstart, they will work with you if you have a 75% debt to income ratio. Universal Credit, 75% debt to income ratio. So you still have alternative lenders to go through, but in terms of your relationship with Navy Federal, because you have N rewards and a pledge loan or multiple pledge loan, that's not going to guarantee that you're going to be able to get a personal loan, even with a high credit score, okay? Because they do factor in your DTI. Now, if you have any other questions about business credit funding, personal credit funding, click the link in the description. Schedule a one-on-one consultation. Thank you.